Now on CoastTV News.
Cold weather striking Sussex County and everybody doing their best to stay warm. Roads may be clear now, but soon Coastal Highway will be filled with waves of electric scooters. How Ocean City is preparing.
And it's the dramatic drop in the wind chill that's the real deal in our immediate forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Bundling up as cold weather cools down the coast. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with frigid conditions on Delmarva. Dangerously cold temperatures this weekend are posing a legitimate health risk for people who have to be outside for long periods of time, from construction workers to delivery drivers and farmers and more. Not everybody can cuddle up at home or sit in a warm office. CoastTV spoke with community members who are out putting in their hours even as the temperature drops.
You might have some layers on, but if they're not the right kind of layers, the wind's just going to blow through it. So, it doesn't provide as much as you might hope.
And for anybody that doesn't have a place to go, various warming centers in Sussex County will be open today, tomorrow, and on January 20th and 21st from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That's to help keep people safe. However, these centers won't be open over the weekend or on Monday due to Martin Luther King Day. Code Purple at the Cape and the Community Residence Center in Rehoboth Beach, those will be operating at normal schedule. Taking a live look into Laurel right now as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, some wind and some cold out there.
Not only that, Charlie, but I'm tracking a pocket of Arctic air that's reaching all the way from literally the North Pole, and it'll reach all the way down to Florida. So we obviously are not escaping that. We're at 32 degrees in Laurel at this time. We'll drop to 26 with clear skies by 9 o'clock. Temperatures right now, we're at freezing or slightly below it or slightly above it. Generally speaking, across our entire viewing area, 31, 32, 33. That's pretty much the feel for right now. But look at how much colder we are. We are 13 to 16 degrees cooler now than we were 24 hours ago, and we will continue to plummet. And that's our biggest deal, particularly going into tomorrow morning. That, along with the winds, that's causing more problems. Gale wind warning now in effect near Cambridge, really over towards Crisfield area and along the entire coastal region. And that combination of cold and wind, well, that's the problem that we're facing right now. Although we see no precipitation for now, there is the threat of possibly a little snow over the weekend. But look at the wind chill. This is the big deal. 11. That's what it's going to feel by 11 o'clock tonight. And here's the real story. By 8:30 tomorrow morning, we're going to feel like 9 in Ellendale, Milton, Georgetown, and Millsboro. And Charlie, there's more to the story as we go into the weekend.
Thank you, Paul. Ocean City months away from the busy season, but it's not stopping the police department from finding ways to mitigate electric scooter collisions before it's too late. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, the Ocean City Police Department says this is a top issue this year.
Charlie, we're standing along Coastal Highway, and right beside me is the bus, bike, and scooter lane that is heavily used throughout the summer. Now, according to the Ocean City Police Department, there are more electric scooter collisions in 2025 compared to 2024. Now, that's something they're trying to fix before the summer season begins. According to the Ocean City Police Department, they are already working closely with the Ocean City Council on this issue. Police plan to educate J1 students who use scooters on roadway rules and new sidewalk regulations, as well as the implementation of green painted lanes that'll happen before summer begins, designed to better define and protect travel spaces. Now, that's something one bicyclist thinks is needed after seeing a collision firsthand.
One day, me and my wife were on Coastal Highway, and we're just cruising down the road, and it was raining, and I was trying to look out, and I just see the scooter go flying, and the person come flying off the scooter, and it was just wiped right out. And I'm like, oh my God.
According to the Ocean City Police Department, a full crime report will be presented to the Ocean City Council comparing 2025 to 2024 on March 2nd. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
If you use the Cape May Lewis Ferry, listen to this. Starting Monday, January 19th, a traffic detour will go into place for drivers heading to the terminal. The ferry says drivers will have to use Beach Drive to enter the terminal parking lot. There are detour signs being posted now. Governor Matt Meyer announced that he has nominated John Sheehan to serve as the next president of the Delaware State Board of Education. According to the governor's office, Sheehan was deeply involved in advancing the administration's priorities around education, workforce development, and opportunity for Delaware's children. His work focuses on bringing stakeholders together towards modernizing school funding, strengthening pathways from education to careers, and ensuring that public systems are responsive to families and communities. President Trump dealing with two international issues today. First, meeting with Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. She has been in hiding for 16 months, but now, with ousted President Nicolas Maduro in jail, she believes she should be the new leader. And across the Atlantic, tensions still high in Iran, and no definitive answer if Trump will carry out a military action against that country. NBC's Monica Alba shows us how Machado's visit went and what to know about who's set to lead Venezuela in the future.
Out of hiding and back in the public eye, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado had lunch with President Trump at the White House today, pushing to be that country's next leader in the aftermath of Nicolas Maduro's arrest. The ousted president sits in a New York jail. But so far, Trump has sidelined Machado, saying he doesn't think she's ready to lead. Still, Machado does have the support of Florida Republican lawmakers.
Oh my God, she's going to prove, she's going to definitely show who she is. She is the legitimate member, she's the legitimate leader of the opposition in Venezuela. She proved it, she earned it.
After Maduro's arrest, Trump said the U.S. would run Venezuela until a, quote, safe transition can be made. Delcy Rodriguez, a Maduro loyalist,
como vicepresidenta ejecutiva,
is now interim president, and Trump has praised her as someone the U.S. can work with.
She's a terrific person. We had a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela.
Today's meeting comes on the same day the U.S. seized another oil tanker linked to Venezuela, the Veronica. The Department of Defense says it was carrying sanctioned oil. This is the sixth oil tanker seized by the U.S. And Venezuela isn't the only international issue on the president's plate. Tensions still high in Iran, though now the country's judiciary said it would not go ahead with planned executions. Activists say more than 2,500 have died in the violence of the weeks-long demonstrations. The president had threatened to step in if Iran went through with the execution and told NBC News in a phone call, quote, "We saved a lot of lives yesterday." But it's still not clear if the president will take any military action in response to the violent crackdown. One more note about Maria Corina Machado's visit. She won the Nobel Peace Prize last year, and President Trump has been very vocal that he believes he should have won it. She has praised him and even offered to potentially share the prize, but the Nobel Institute says it cannot be transferred, shared, or revoked. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
Grants available to help local businesses in Milton, what that means in dollars and cents.
And some serious Arctic air, and it's going to become very icy when it arrives here.
But first, Chips for Charity, how students at Sussex Academy gathered together to support a local family during a time of grief. That's up next. The Sussex Academy community came together to support the family of an alum who passed away due to cancer in September 2025. As reporter Elisa Weber shows us, for students, for parents, helping to cover the funeral costs was their way of giving back.
Sussex Academy students coming together to support the family of one of their own. Members of two of the school's clubs held a Chips for Charity fundraiser to help cover funeral expenses for the family of 2024 graduate Tanya Garcia Roblero, who tragically passed away in late 2025 from cancer. For Tanya's cousin, it was touching to see students coming together to honor Tanya and support her family.
I'm really happy this is happening so we can still live up her name and keep her name alive, because she loved this school.
During lunchtime, students sold various types of chips and dips. Through their efforts, they were able to raise $2,000 for Tanya's family. For Amy Goodhue, a parent of Sussex Academy students, jumping in to help Tanya's family felt like the right thing to do.
It's every parent's nightmare to go through something like that, and I just wanted to, when something like that happens, I feel like every family needs to just jump in and see how we can help and bond together.
And for Tanya's friends who have so many memories with her here at school, they knew she was looking down with so much joy.
She was like the most beautiful soul. She was my best friend, and like seeing this happen, like it makes me emotional because like I wish she was here to see this.
Even in loss, unity and compassion can create something truly unforgettable. For Coastal Connections, I'm Elisa Weber.
Well, we have a primary concern and a down the road concern, pardon me. The primary concern is the cold that we're going to deal with tomorrow. And then the down the road concern is actually what kind of snow are we talking about possibly on Sunday? So we're going to go over both of those in just a moment. First of all, in Lewis, we're at 32. So we're at freezing right now. We'll fall well below freezing immediately, and we'll be in the 20s with clear skies by 9 o'clock. Now, it looks like everybody's getting in on the either 32, 31, or 30 to 29 degree action across the entire viewing area. So we're feeling every bit of wintertime weather. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the winter show, okay? 13 degrees cooler now than we were 24 hours ago, 14 degrees cooler in Ocean City, and 16 degrees cooler in Dover. So let's just take a quick peruse of just how cold it's going to be. We're going to fall into the lower teens without a problem going into tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the 20s, but we will stay in the teens. This is our primary concern for tomorrow, the cold, the cold, the cold. Then you combine that with the winds. Gale wind warnings in effect. We're talking about 45 mile per hour wind gusts along the entire shore that's facing the Atlantic. And now we are inclusive of over on the Chesapeake Bay side as well, as we await for a storm system to push through. We have some Arctic air that's climbing all the way from the North Pole practically, and it's going to arrive here Friday. So we're at hard freeze category for Friday, as well as Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So it's the cold that I'm mainly concerned with. By late tonight, 10 o'clock is going to feel like 11. And if that didn't catch your attention, get a load of this. Boom. 9. That's what's going to feel like at Ellendale, Milton, Georgetown, Millsboro, and feel like 10 everywhere else. So no matter where you go, you could run, but you definitely can't hide from this kind of cold, okay? Now, the winds have been rather vibrant as well. We measured a 37 mile per hour gust for, as you go into Friday, we're going to see those wind gusts inland at least exceeding beyond 20. So for Friday, here's the thing. We're going to be near the 40 degree mark, but the winds are primarily pushing out of the west about near 30 miles per hour. So Friday morning, clear, 20s, cold. Friday afternoon, still cold, 30s, but a little bit better. Saturday, the cloud cover pushes through, and then here comes the precipitation. And this is the part that's the squirrely part of the forecast. You see, by 9 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at rain, and it all looks like rain for right now, for the models that I'm feeling real confident about. And even as we go into Sunday morning, not looking all that strong. Even as we break it down even more detail, for Saturday, 10 o'clock, we're looking at 39 degrees, well above freezing, but then we bounce back and forth, but we stay mainly above freezing going into Sunday. Now, as we go into Saturday, with a different model, we're still looking at rain, rain, and rain. But we still have that possibility of a combination of showers with snow showers going into Sunday. So we could see best chance of about an inch. I'm not looking for much more than an inch. 1.2, 1.25. You know, I'm not looking at much more beyond that. Even as you take a look at the last model, it just isn't looking impressive to me just yet. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Grants up to $2,000 are available to help local businesses in Milton. CoastTV's Elisa Weber tells us a development is actually funding the grants in partnership with Milton Main Street.
Small businesses in Milton could be getting a boost. Milton Main Street says grants ranging from $500 to $2,000 are being funded by the Granary at Draper Farm, a mixed-use development currently under construction in the town. Jane Donovan Collins says seeing a development invest in the community is a step in the right direction.
And I think it's a great idea if they help us improve what we have and enlarge it so that everyone can have an adequate representation in the town.
The grant will fund equipment, furnishing, storefront improvements, or marketing plan. The vice president of development for the Granary said, quote, Milton's success matters to us, and these grants are one way we can support the entrepreneurs. Eligible businesses include those located within town limits on Route 16, as well as on Mulberry, Union, Federal, Chestnut, and Lavinia streets, and franchises that have no more than 2 locations. But Lisa Falzerano, a business owner in downtown Milton, is curious to see how the grant plays out.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've never really heard anything about it. Anybody before, I don't think they've ever done it when they were developing, so something new.
There is a total of $10,000 available. The deadline to apply is February 15th. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 6, it is live NCAA women's basketball when Maryland Eastern Shore takes on Coppin State. Then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can watch the Lady Hawks on DSN Plus along with these exclusives. 4 p.m. Queen Anne's visits Kent Island in girls basketball, and William Penn faces Delcastle. And then we will have a couple of boys basketball games, 5:30 p.m. Y-High hosting Bennett, 5:45. Sussex Academy travels to Del Mar. Coming up, Dream Fest for Martin Luther King Day. What events are happening? Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5. Happening today, the MLK Weekend Dream Fest kicks off in Ocean City. The event brings families together for 3 days of music, art, entertainment, all to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. The first day starts with a performance from the Pointer Sisters at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center at 7 p.m. Dreamfest 2026 runs through January 17th in Ocean City. A federal judge has temporarily paused the Department of Agriculture's demand that Minnesota check more than 100,000 food stamp enrollees' eligibility within 30 days. The Trump administration is investigating possible fraud involving federal funding for social service programs. The USDA said penalties for not recertifying eligibility could include the loss of funding for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Programs, or SNAP, formerly known as food stamps. Minnesota says the USDA has no authority to make such demands or levy such penalties. The judge granted the state's request for a preliminary injunction on Wednesday. And now here's a live look into Ocean City. One more check of the forecast coming up after the break. Each Friday, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. It's full of features, cool things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up now for our Feel Good Friday newsletter at coasttv.com/signup.
So we can actually feel the grip of the good old-fashioned winter cold around us right now. And it's holding on pretty tight, particularly going into tomorrow morning when the wind chills will drop down to 9 degrees in some areas. But right now we're at a balmy 32, he said, tongue-in-cheek with it freezing in Salisbury. Dew point temperature of 10. Hey, it's an absolutely gorgeous skyline as well, with traffic moving along just fine and gingerly. Oh, speaking of Ginger or Jenny, you're our umbrella giveaway winner. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis, property restoration expert. By the way, keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, and this will be a handy time for you to be sure you stay attuned to our weather line as we watch out for this cold weather and maybe a chance of a little snow over the weekend. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mendalis, and Federico. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're looking for cold weather on Friday and a little chance of a snow on Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Inside Edition is next, and we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.